Well, hello and welcome again to our reading of John's Gospel. We're up to chapter 9. This is a long and interesting chapter. Whether it is meant to be taken literally or whether it's meant to be taken metaphorically, I leave you to decide, and you can have a look at the commentaries on these things, but it is in itself an interesting chapter. So it begins, kai para agon eiden anthropon tuphlon ex genetes. So this is from par and ago, going along. Eiden, from horao erist, he saw anthropon, a man who was tuphlon, who was blind, ek genetes, from his birth, connected with genao, connected with ginomai, from his birth. Kai erotesa, now the subject is here, his disciples asked him, that's from that erotao verb, the contract alpha verb, saying, Rabbi, who sinned, erist from hamartano, this man or his gones, or his parents? Again, all of these gun roots from ginomai, genetes, gones, they're all from that same gun root in the zero grade, gamma and nu. Or his parents, hina, that's this funny use of hina, that genethe, now this is from genao. Again, it's cognate with ginomai, but this is the verb genao, and it's aorist passive subjunctive. Genao is to beget, and in the passive to be begotten. In order that he was born, he was begotten, he was born tuphlos, blind. And Jesus answered, we get ute, neither did this man sin, nor his parents. And we get this rather elliptical clause here. It's something like, we have to understand, but this took place, hina, in order that the works of God, phanerothe, might be made plain, might be made visible. This is from phaneroo. This is the aorist passive subjunctive, that the works of God might be made visible en auto, in him. De plus accusative and infinitive, it is necessary for us literally to work the works. Greek loves this repetition of noun and verb. It is necessary for us to work the works of the one having sent, pemsantos, genitive, aorist participle, me, heos, while, can also mean until, but here it's while, estin hemera, while it is day. Erkatai nux, night is coming, when no one, dunatai, is able, ergadzestai, to work. Hotan for hotet plus an, which we've seen before, and the o here is the subjunctive, first person present subjunctive from Amy. So, whenever I might be in the world. So it's subjunctive after the hot and the an here, hote an. Whilever I am in the world, whilever I might be in the world, phos Amy, I am the light to cosmu of the world. Having said these things, eptusen, this is from ptuo is the verb, this is the aorist, he spat. And you can see it's an onomatopoetic word really, it sounds like it is when you spit, it's pt, and the verb is ptuo. So he spat. Kamai, this is an old fossilized form, it means on the ground. It's an old, in fact, locative ending. That little iota there, in fact, I think is an old locative ending from much earlier Greek. So he spat on the ground, and epoiesen, he made palon. Palos is a word for mud really, but we might translate it as paste or something in modern English, but it really just means mud. He made some mud by making the dirt wet. Ek to ptusmatos, this is from ptusma, which is the abstract noun, or the noun formed from the verb ptuo. This is ptusma. Later Greek was very fond of these neuter nouns in ma. So from the spittle, kai epikrisen. Now this is from epi plus kreo. Kreo is to anoint. Epikreo, well, to anoint upon. So he literally he anointed, or perhaps we might say he smeared, might be good here, he smeared the palon, the mud, epitus ophthalmus, on the eyes autu of him. Kai apen auto, and he said to him, Hub ager, imperative, depart. Nipsai is from nipto. Nipto is to wash. This is the aorist infinitive. So nipsai, no, sorry, not the aorist infinitive. This is the middle. This is the middle imperative, I should say. Middle imperative. So it's from nupto, in the middle. Nupto is to wash. Niptomai is to wash yourself. So this is the interesting use of the middle here. So it's reflexive. So yes, it's the aorist middle imperative. So wash yourself in the columbathron. This is the pool, which we've had this word before earlier in Jock. The pool of Siloam, which hermeneuetai, which is interpreted as apestalmenos, having been sent. So again, it's a highly symbolic language here. Then he departed, kai enipsato. This again is the middle from this niptomai. So he washed himself, and he went off blepone, seeing. So we gained his sight. And therefore his neighbours and those seeing him. Now top proteron here is adverbial. You can't translate the tot separately. It's previously. You take the two together. It's adverbial use. So those who were seeing him before, or had, yes, those looking at him before that, he was prosaites, or perhaps because here. So those who had seen him before, because he was a prosaites is a beggar. It's connected with itio, to ask for something, and hence to beg, and prosaites is a first declension masculine noun in s. So that his neighbours and those who had seen him previously, because he was a beggar, elegon, they began to say, uk hutos estin hoc katheminos kai prosaiton. So there's the verb prosaiteo connected with the noun prosaites. So this prosaiteo is to beg. Is this not, so it's uk with a question expecting the answer yes, so surely this is the man, the one sitting here and begging, from kathemi participle. Others were saying that, so sorry, it's alloy and alloy. So some were saying that this is him, but others were saying uki, no, but he is like to him. But he is like to him. Ekanos, that man, that is the man who was blind, who's now been made to see, Ekanos, that man was saying, hoti recitative, ego eimi, odd, interesting use here, so I am the one. Interesting use of ego eimi here in the context of John, but I think here it's just simply I am the one who was blind. Therefore they were saying to him, pose, noon's in square brackets here, how your eyes have been opened. So the su goes with the eyes. So how is it understood that your eyes have been opened? Now that there's not much of it left of the verb, but this is from anoigo. And this gets hashed around a lot in Septuagint Greek as well. You get all sorts of weird forms. The an here is really original ana, but it's been treated as though it was part of the verb itself and not a prefix, not a prepositional prefix. So they've augmented that. They've augmented that as well. And then they've had another augment in here as well. And then it's the aorist passive, so they add the thesan, and the g before the theta aspirates to a chi. So you get a triple augment, and plus you get the gamma aspirating to a chi, a guttural. So this is the voiced guttural to an aspirated guttural before the aspirated dental in the ending. So it's the aorist passive from anoigo. So how are your eyes have been opened? So how is it that your eyes have been opened? And ekainos, that man, so he answered, ho anthropos holigomenos Iesus, the man, the one being called Jesus, epoiesen, made pelon, made mud, kai epikrisen, he anointed, or he smeared it on my eyes, and he said to me, hoti recitative, depart into Siloam, kai nipsai, and there we get that middle imperative, aorist middle imperative again from nipkavai, and wash yourself. Abelthon un, departing then, nipsamenos, having washed myself, there's the middle participle, aneblepsa, this is from anablepo. Ana can often have the sense of again or anew, so I saw anew, so I recovered my sight. So anablepo, to recover one's sight. And they said to him, where is this man? Lege, he said, ukoida, I don't know. Now agusin, they lead him, historic present, pros tus Pharisaios, to the Pharisees, the one who once was tuflon, the one once blind. So it's they led the one who was once blind, him, to the Pharisees. But historic present. Ein de Sabbaton, it was the Sabbath, on the day in which. So this is another example of this hyperbaton, where you've got the relative pronoun coming before its antecedent. Greek likes doing this, classical Greek does as well. It's called hyperbaton. It's literally stepping beyond. But anyway, so it was the Sabbath on the day in which epoiesen Jesus, Jesus made the mud, the pelon, kai an eoxen. Now there's that anoigo again. This is the aorist form. The gamma before the sigma has turned into a psi, of course, and you only get a double augment this time, not a triple one. This poor verb has been hacked around. This started happening long before New Testament Greek. You see it also in Xenophon, and perhaps even earlier. And just to put it back again, it was the Sabbath on the day in which Jesus made the mud and opened his eyes. Again, therefore, they were asking him, imperfect from erotao, and the Pharisees, the Pharisees is the subject here, and the Pharisees, therefore, were asking him, palin again, hosts how Anablepsen he recovered his sight. And he said to them, Palon epetheken. Now, different verb here. We've had, again, it's for variation. Before we had this verb with creo, anointing. Now it's just placing upon. From epitithemi. He placed palon, mud, upon my eyes, and I washed myself. There's the middle. And kai blepo, and I see. Certain ones from the Pharisees then were saying, this man is not para, and then we get, hutos goes with the anthropos, which has oddly been delayed. It's not clear why that is in the Greek, but the hutos goes with the anthropos, though this man is not paratheou, from God. Literally, not is this man from God, the man. Because tere, he does not keep the Sabbath. Aloi de elegon, others were saying, how is a man, a sinner, dunatai, able, poiein, to do, toiauta semea, such signs? Kai schisma ein en autois, and there was a schisma, a division, en autois, among them. En can have the sense of in or among. So there was division among them. Therefore they say, or then they say, historic present again to the blind man, what do you say concerning him? Because a neoixen, he opened your eyes. Now, interesting here, we've got this aorist here, we've got another same aorist up here. This time they've done a triple augment up here. They didn't, it was just an ordinary, it was a double augment in the middle. The verb is being hacked around a lot, and you get all these variations, even with verses that are close to each other. So, what do you say regarding him, because he opened your eyes? And he said, hoti recitative, he is a prophet. And we might stop it at that point, and we'll continue in a later video.